I'm curious as to why the attacks by settlers against Palestinians um, is not considered terrorism when anybody else who would do something like that would be labeled as a terrorist. It doesn't make any sense how uh, far right Israelis can kill a Palestinian, take their land, be protected by the IDF, and be considered good people.
Well, the Biden administration is delaying the sale of 27,000 US-made rifles to Israel because of concerns about increasing attacks by Israeli settlers on Palestinians in the occupied West Bank. For more on this, we can go over now to Heidi Jo Castro, joins us now live from Washington, D.C. So, Heidi, do we know what the US officials want in terms of commitments from Israel on this issue?
Yeah, Sammy, what the U.S. administration says is it wants more assurances from the Israeli government that these military-style rifles will not ultimately end up in the hands of extremist Israeli settlers to be used in the occupied West Bank. Now,
Yeah, these are extremist terrorists who go to the West Bank and Gaza, kill Palestinians, take their land, and the IDF will help them do it.
the history of this shipment is that initially it was requested by the Israeli police in the first days of this war, and it was agreed to by the Joe Biden administration. In fact, these 27,000 rifles had already cleared the first hurdle of preliminary approval from the committees in Congress. But suddenly then the Biden administration said, let's hold off because of this concern as the violence against Palestinians in the occupied West Bank has increasingly escalated. And this, of course,
Yeah, if this was Palestinians doing this, going into Israel and killing Israelis and claiming uh, their land, they would be labeled as terrorists by the international community. But when it's Israeli settlers, they're not terrorists.
follows on the heels of the U.S. administration's decision to issue visa restrictions against a few dozen people who are associated with this settler violence. And after many calls from Joe Biden and other top U.S. officials calling on Israel to do more to limit this extremist violence against Palestinians by